It's not easy. I know you said before, like, oh, it's good that I have this platform and all that. I appreciate that, but it's not easy because, you know, I don't know if you know Drew Afualo or you follow any of her commentary. She's a hardcore feminist. She's been, you know, wildly popular on TikTok. I mean, she's on red carpets now. And the challenge is when you're conveying that message to women, modern feminism, and she'll outright say like, oh, I don't care about men. Men are garbage. You know, really horrible stuff that you know, in some cases, some would label as misandry, honestly.
She's American?
I don't know her full background. She's I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm not going to say it because then I'll get hate for that. But no, she I don't believe she is American.
Is she in America, though?
She is in America now.
America, it ruins women, too.
It deeply corrupts everything. And I cover her content a lot because I'm trying to show women, like, listen, you're free to follow her advice if you want. I want you to build the life you want for yourself, but this advice is going to lead you here. And my advice is going to leave you here.
Right.
And this, you're going to be miserable, and here you have a shot to be happy. So think about what I'm saying, you know? And I'm trying to like shake them into like reality, but
she's an immigrant to this country.
I think it was her parents who came to this country. I don't know a lot about her background. I just know about her current content.
A lot of chicks who like they'll feel like, you know, kind of like ostracized by being an immigrant in America. So what they'll do is like they'll hardcore jump on the feminist bandwagon to like seem like they fit in.
Well,
you know
she's making money. She's held in high esteem. I mean, it was the same thing with...
How's she making her money? Through being endorsing feminism?
She's an influencer. She's got a podcast now. She's invited to hang out with all the celebrities. That's the popular opinion to have. I mean, in the same way that, you know, if you didn't get an experimental shot in the last few years, you were shunned by media.
Right.
You know, she's upholding a viewpoint that they want upheld because ultimately her viewpoint is going to keep men and women more separate. She talks about, you know, how you shouldn't consider your body a temple. She's, you know, may or may not, use your own eyes, struggle with her weight. So, you know, it's a different lens on the world. And I'm here saying, like, no, let's call unhealthy what it is. Like, obesity is not good for you. I don't care. Get off your ass and, you know, get your shit together. You're a woman, you're a guy. It's not healthy. I'm not going to pretend it's healthy so you feel better at home. So it's just a very different way of looking at the world. But her view, the powers that be want it upheld. So she gets a lot of recognition and opportunities. So it's not easy to take the opposite view.
A lot of people do take the path of least resistance. So if she's saying be a fat slob, be a whore, have no respect for people, because ultimately, you know what having respect for people is? It's showing respect for yourself. When I respect you, it's not for you. I mean, it is for you, right? But it's ultimately for me.
For you, yeah.
Right? And I think just having these... like, it's just low-hanging fruit for idiots. And then, you know, one thing that really changed my life in 2022 was I looked at the bell curve of IQ, and I had like an epiphany when I realized, like, literally half of the world's population is 100 IQ or less.
It's scary.
So you're literally a coin toss to be like, is this person a mouth-breathing idiot? And that makes sense for a lot of what's happening.
And hence
right
likely
now.
a robot, too. Which is the
NPC.
thing. Easily programmable, all that stuff.
And that's what the powers that be want.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the Matrix with you. We're going to do one more thing, then I'm going to get to Matrix, and then we're going to get to chat to close out. One thing that was interesting after I had this exchange with Tomi Lahren is there was someone who weighed in, and she was saying, I don't need a man. There's nothing vile or disrespectful about that, and went on and on saying, if I choose to be with a man, it's because they make my life more fun, but my life is absolutely perfect without a man. They go on and on this mantra of like, somehow they don't understand modern women. It's very hard to get them to understand. I don't know how old this person is. I don't know anything about them, but that when you say you don't need a man on second one, it's like a horrible thing to say. And you're also minimizing chances that any guy's going to want anything to do with you. Why is this hard to comprehend?
It's hilarious because she wants a man.
Right.
She wants a man. She is dying for a man.
Right.
You know, listen, I dated this one girl, right? Hardcore Chinese feminist, smoke show. She's beautiful, right? But she would always go on her little Weibo, her like Chinese Twitter, and just talk about men. But then she would come over to me, snuggle up with me, be like, I love you, you're the best, I want you to take care of me. And I did a little digging, and we were like, you know, dating for about 8 months, and I realized I've never been to this girl's house. And I was just like, what's going on? And I sat her down, I'm like, why have I never been to your house, right? What's going on here? I was like, you married? What's going on, right? And she's like, no, I'm not married. Like, I just don't want to show you. I was like, okay, like, you're going to show me what's going on in your house or I'm leaving. And so I went to her house, and she was a hoarder. She was a literal hoarder. I'll show you the video when we're offline.
Oh my gosh.
I have it on my phone.
I love that show, by the way, where you see how people, it's crazy.
It's reprehensible. It was disgusting. And she's online talking all this shit, how I don't need a man. Men are vile.
You need a housekeeper, honey.
Men are trash. Oh, and guess who helped her? Guess who helped her clean it up?
You did.
I did, right? Because I'm not a piece of shit. I'm a good guy. And when you have women like this is kind of like the equivalent of the incels or the black pill or the MGTOWs. Are like, I don't need a woman. Now here's a 4-hour podcast why I don't need women, right? All they do is sit around and talk about women. Girls like this are so sad and so damaged, and they definitely need a man, right? How are you going to tell me you don't need something and sit around and talk about it all day?
I know.
I know.
And I just don't understand, like, I don't need a man. Like, it's like they have to say that. They have to spit that out. Like, if they were to just say, you know what, I do need a man. I feel like my life would be enhanced. It would be better if I had a man in my life. There's things that I do well. There's things I don't do well. There's things that a man would do better than me. It's like there's some type of deep-seated insecurity that lies beneath that you just can't admit that there's things that a guy does better than you.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? I mean, I don't have it. I don't have that chip, but I'm deeply curious about it.
You were raised with mom and dad married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom and dad are still married.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that's a big part of it because people need to understand how to work together as a team, right? Like, when I move into a place, I am not decorating. I will say, here's the budget. Let's keep it cheap. Where do we need to go? Do we need to go to IKEA? Do we need to order this? But make it happen, right? I know that a woman has that natural nesting instinct.
Right.
She's going to design the house better. It's just so comfortable, right? I don't care what anybody says. When a woman cooks a meal for me, I would prefer that 10 times out of 10 compared to Uber Eats or DoorDash or eating out someplace, Because, I mean, this may sound cliche, but I can taste the love. I can feel the affection in the food, right? And that's what I want, right? And I can also acknowledge that I'm not insecure in the sense, like, I can acknowledge when a woman is better at me in certain things, right? Decorating, like taking care of children, right? You're not going to leave your kid with, like, here's 45-year-old Bob. He wants to babysit the kid.
Right.
Right.
I think was it Tate that said that? He said something about, like, if you went into a
nursery
and you saw a bunch of dudes, it would be weird. And, it's not something, of course, everybody's triggered. They're going to be, well, why would that be weird? But it would be weird. Everybody instinctually would walk into that place and be like, I think I'm going to go check out another option, just really.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It's like if I had my house burning down and like 12 women firefighters showed up, like, man, this house is
you'd be like, all right, I'll have to buy a new house, right? That's I say that all the time. I'm like, you say you don't need a man, but let tragedy strike and let them call. Like, maybe tell me how you feel if you see me coming to help you. Me, my size, my stature, my strength. Honey, you better run because I'm not going to be that helpful to you. I want to see a big, tall, strapping man. I want to see somebody who can carry weight on his shoulders. I want to see a fireman who can carry somebody like me in and out of the building.
Exactly. Like, when I recently was looking for a house cleaner in Tokyo, right? And I had a good amount of guys apply. And I was just like, listen, dude, no offense, but never contact me again. Because like, you know this too. Yeah. There's man clean and then there's woman clean.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
I live it. I know.
Exactly. A woman will get down there in the crevices and clean everything thoroughly. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying there are different roles that each gender has to be involved in.
It's funny. When I go home from the show, I don't like to have anyone that's not family watch my son for many reasons.
Smart.
So, yeah, and my parents aren't here right now. They're in New York still. So when my mom's out here, she's in charge. But when I come to the show, I'm with my son a lot of the time. That's why I only work 3 days a week. That's a priority. He's my number one. When I come to the show, my husband, will stay with him. And he's amazing. Like, best husband in the world. Like, they have the best relationship, dad and son. But I go home and I say, babe, did a bomb go off in this house? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're on the floor playing, wrestling, doing whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh. And he'll be like, it just doesn't, is it that bad? He just doesn't even see it. Yeah. But then when I tidy it up, he'll look at me and say, babe, it looks so pretty in here. It looks so like, wow, so we're just different. Yeah. Like, and how beautiful that, he can fix what's going on wrong under the sink and I can tidy up the place. And as a team. Yay.